Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is your spiritual life coach, Aunty Magogo. So, the last video I did, I was talking about the heart chakra. I just shared something on my WhatsApp status regarding that. So, I thought it was worthy of a video or a message, right? So, okay, here's a bit of a story. So the night of me deciding that no man, let me open my heart up. Yo, guys, I did not sleep, and I only realized this the morning or the afternoon. I was up. I was in bed around 9:30, and then by 1 a.m. I was up because it was a windy night outside. It was loud, but I could not sleep. When I tried to sleep, I had cold sweats. I was sweating. I was even wet. I had to take my top off. And then I ended up just waking up, coming and sitting and reading my Bible, listening to some gospel until 6 a.m. Oh, well, I took it as an opportunity to just catch up on my conversations with God. So nothing lost there. So I thought about it. Because, I'm one of those people who try and make an effort of thinking about putting thought to things, right? And I realized that I was having a panic attack because of this decision or this choice of change. And it is so easy to base our own personal journeys and link it to other people, like to externalize it, right? The reason why I'm saying this is it's easy for people to construe my message of opening our heart chakra. Because I even mentioned that if even romantically, yeah, open your heart up to trying it out and stuff. But then it would get lost. The message would get lost in someone maybe in a year having 3, 4 boyfriends while they are saying they're going through a journey of fixing self and opening up their chakras. That just defeats the whole purpose, right? And as much as waiting and working on self is very important, what's also important is to not be scared to put yourself out there. But everything needs to go with a huge dose of discernment based on what you healing yourself from and where you're trying to go. It is so nice to like. It's almost very interesting to be in a space to say, I like someone. I don't think, I don't believe that I will ever be in a space to say, I am in love with someone romantically again. The reason why I say this is because I've said it before that, looking back, fuck, I wasn't treating myself well. So obviously the relationships weren't going to treat me well because how you treat yourself will show itself in how others treat you because we teach people how to treat us. So I'm still saying yet again, I've never been in love with anyone because I've been trying to love myself this whole time. Um, so right now in my grown age, a mosquito or something, it got me and it's itching. But anyways, So in my grown age, guys, I don't mind liking. I like someone. I like the idea of liking someone. And then a few days later, I'm like, I don't want to like you. Not that I don't want to like you, but I'm not interested anymore. Accelera. And the reason why that has been happening, and it's nothing on the person or the people, nothing at all on them. Because, I mean, the more you work on yourself, you have to be able to reach a point of non judgment to other people because you are working on yourself because you know you are a work in progress. So, if you know you're a work in progress, then you should leave the room to let people be their own work in progress. As we are told, leave people where you find them. I can't expect people to be on a level that I think I'm on because where I'm at, there's someone who's more advanced than I am, who knows better. And where I am, there's someone who's working to be where I am right now. And there's probably also people who'll never come to a point where I'm at. And it might happen that I don't reach a point where others are ahead of me too. So I don't judge. I've moved away from making it a thing about those people, even though some things you can see, no man, this won't work. Because the reality of working on yourself is compatibility. Compatibility matters in everything in life, the same as we always talk about alignment. So if what I want aligns with what the universe is willing to serve me at that time, then it will happen. And if the stars don't align, then it won't happen. So alignment is very important. As above, so below, right? So as within, so without. So I honestly cannot be bothered to even go further than liking anything that is far from teaching me further than where I'm at right now. So going back to the heart chakra, opening up our heart chakras is not to say avail yourself, make yourself get yourself out there. Yes, you can get yourself out there, but you have to be honest enough with yourself to know where you are in your journey. It's like me right now being honest enough to say I am okay with just liking, but then deep down inside, I know I'm not ready. I also know I'm not willing, and maybe it's a matter of the right person hasn't come along yet. And I am really enjoying this phase of stillness. I'm really enjoying this phase of sitting in my stillness and exploring it as much and as vastly as I can because it comes in its own phases too. So, opening our heart chakras is actually about and for releasing ourselves from old feelings that can still influence our present decisions. Because the old decisions were based personally, well, if we romanticizing it, and it's not a matter of just in romantic relationship, in every fucking relationship, even friendships, even jobs, right? Even family situations. A lot of the stuff, or should I just say all of it, was based off my childhood traumas. Everything that I did or I have done was to make up for the abandonment that came from my childhood, even though both parents were around, same household every night, unless if my dad was away because of work. But it would be that thing. My mom was always there. My mom, until I reached the point of being the adult and letting go of some shit, because I had to learn that they're also human. So this is where the whole not judging others thing comes in, where you realize that no, these people are human beings, and you learn your way through it. And our best teachers are the people closest to us. So our best teachers is how we choose to present and represent ourselves within our families, because who we are as adults is coming from that family structure, in essence, honestly, in your childhood. So if I'm not going to learn to open my heart chakra, let's say, because some things we start without even having a title to them. So until I was able to reach a point of forgiving a lot of the things and accepting my family dynamic for what it was, to a point where my family are my closest friends right now. My little brother, my son, my parents, they are the closest friends that I have right now. I talk to my little brother every day. If there's something that I need to share that is heart to heartish or whatever, he's the person that I speak to every day. If we don't speak to each other in the morning, then one of us will complain, and then we make the time to talk. And when we talk about very meaningful shit, and some of the things that we want to change within our family dynamics. And it all came with us just not wanting to blame anymore, but talking about changing ourselves. So my opening my heart chakra, ding, and the reason why I had a panic attack, it is because it is a switch of mind frame. It is a switch of mind state that my body was going into shock about. My body was going into panic. My nervous system, my muscle memory, my organ memory, my emotional memory was going into shock, because it's probably the first time that I am choosing to just, let me experience these feelings in a new way, where I consciously chose it. Because in the past years, in my journeys, I've made decisions, but just to say, I'm not going to do this way anymore. But where I actually told myself that I want to open my heart up, to the extent that as above, so below, it started raining as soon as I made that decision. And this decision was brought forth, and it was influenced by a conversation with someone that I am liking, and we starting to get to know each other, or we just trying to see where things are going. But then there's no room for it in reality right now. There's no room for it, because also I know what's happening in my life right now. But that conversation had to happen so that I was able to realize and make the shift mentally, and then emotionally, and then physically, which is why I wasn't able to sleep and I was sweating like a mofo. I had to get out of bed and I had to deal with myself, and I had, and also, side info, I've been going through fasting. I've been fasting for days. I haven't had meat for 19 days, red meat for 19 days now. And then before today, I hadn't had chicken for 16 days, except when I had chicken bones in a soup that I made a few days ago. But I've been fasting, right? I've been fasting. So the answers are coming. The body is reacting and the mind is working. And I'm realizing opening my heart chakra is me releasing myself of old ways of feeling, and being honest enough with myself finally to say, it is not about anyone else but myself. And also being honest enough with myself to say, I'm not in the space to deal with anyone for the longest time. And also in saying that, being comfortable with it, to say, I'm actually okay with not being ready to deal with anyone else besides myself. And however long that will take, That'll be my story. And while I am focused on that and embracing that, maybe the right person will come along. I am, and it is not, when you decide to work on yourself and be alone, you shouldn't take it as you depriving yourself of the possibility and opportunity of someone else loving you. Because the reality is, if it's meant to be with that person, they'll be waiting for you on the other side of you working with yourself. Even if it means during that time they go and find other people, they work on this on themselves, whatnot. But the reality is, we shouldn't attach ourselves to things that are not aligning to our personal journeys. I can't be working on myself so much to just want to be with anyone for the sake that they like me, they find me attractive, they find me wow, because someone is amazed because of the journey that I am personally going through. So, when you meet people who haven't started their journeys, it is easy for them to be attracted to the work that you are putting into yourself. And then it's also easy for you to fall into that trap of feeling like you are belonging. And as soon as you do that, it is also the lesson that is coming in to say, girl or boy, you are doing that thing you've always done, but in a different way this time. I think that's the warning I'm giving. When you are working on yourself, it is easy to attract people who are not working on themselves because you look different, you glow different, you move different, you speak different, you listen different. So they'll obviously be attracted to that. But if you are not gaining what you are seeking within yourself from that next person, it is just another person that you are there to teach a lesson and move on. And teaching a lesson can just be in you just sharing one or two things, but not attaching yourself to them because you need to pass, you need to learn, you are still seeking. So if people are coming to seek from you, you don't have to give in to them. It is not about that. When we are learning, it is not about us. It's like being in an airplane and there's an emergency. You first have to oxygen yourself. You first have to give yourself the air before you can give anyone else, before you can attend to any other person. So the same works in spirituality. The same works in us opening our heart chakras. When you decide to open yourself up because you are opening yourself up because you are releasing things, it is going to be a bright light that is going to attract a whole lot of moths. It'll be like moths coming to a light. You are that light because you are releasing darkness out of you, and light is shining in and outwardly. So it is definitely going to attract things that you don't necessarily need, things that are possibly also just lessons and reminders of where you are trying to get to and what you should be ignoring in that journey. So let's be careful not to be. Let me have it sip. Let's be careful not to be derailed by the attention that our self-work will call upon us. That's why we are advised that when you are doing self-work, you need a lot of solitude. So also I'm seeing the effect of my solitude on the people around me, even the people that I just communicate with via phone. People want to be around me, even though if I ask them what is it exactly that you want to do with me, they don't know. Same as I don't have a plan of what I want to do with them because I know what I want to do with myself, on myself, with the universe, with God, with my guides. Hey guys, I'm doing a lot of work on myself. So it's impossible to have time to try and force alignment where there aren't any. So this is just a warning message, maybe. I don't know, but Yeah, that's what's going on. And that's what happens. That is what is happening. And luckily, I'm able to, compartmentalize things to say, this is happening in my being a healer. So this is a client that I'm dealing with. This is family, obviously. And anything outside of that, I have to find the balancing scale as to how far do I want to afford myself to this person, to the situation. And I don't feel guilty for not being available for that because, hey, I'm still working on myself. I have myself to focus on. So if you're not coming to me as a client, then unfortunately I won't be available. And because I know I'm also just giving and offering myself in this manner too, I know I'm doing my part in that sense too. So I can't overextend myself. And this light that is shining through me because of this darkness that I'm releasing out of myself with opening my heart chakra, and then which will open my throat chakra as well, it is bound to attract people. But we need to be discerning. And again, the reminder from the Bible. I think this will be the channel's Bible quote. Above all things, guard your heart, for it is the wellspring of life. Look after yourselves, guys. This is Aunty Magogo. I'm out.